Good morning, everybody. Well, I got some friends staying here, and guy in that bus likes to play with the backhoe, and he's cleaned out a whole lot of area, taking a lot of stuff that moved me ahead a little bit on cleaning stuff out. Anyway, I've done a little bit of rearranging in here, got the scaffolding up there. Fritz has built his workstations. So that opens up a lot of floor space and access to here. My next project is going to be trying to figure out the best way to organize this mess, try to get my workbenches cleaned off. Anyway, that's not why I brought you out here. I shot a video of me putting in a whole filtration system for the water. And the thing is with GoPros is it's very simple. When you go to hit the button on the top to turn it on, if your finger's around the back, you might accidentally slide it to either photo or time lapse. Over the course of 4 days of working on this thing, it was time lapse a lot, most of the time. So rather than subject you to a lot of me really quick wave my hands around and trying to explain stuff with no sound, let me just show you what I did. All right. So here's the system. Out behind this wall are my 2 water tanks, and they are there's right now about 4,400 gallons of water. So it comes through to a Harbor Freight well pump, and outside the wall there is a check valve. When I first hooked it up, I forgot about the check valve, and we would pressurize and then the water would go right back out. Well pumps need a foot valve, in this case, which is just a fancy way of saying a check valve at the bottom of a well. So what I've got, it comes in. Actually, let me put you on the tripod and so I can point at things. Okay, so water comes in through there. Up here, there are 2 lines and 2 sets of valves. This back one is a bypass, so if I have to work on this system, I can still have running water. Right now that's off. This, I've got them both off for reasons, but this is coming into a 2-stage filter. This is a particulate filter, this is a carbon filter. Comes back up through, goes through this is a UV light. So we're going to take out any of the dust particles and stuff. We're going to take out any of the smells and weird tastes or whatever. It's rainwater, shouldn't have that, but going through this with the UV light, that'll kill off any bacteria. So biologicals, I don't have to worry about birds on the roof. Then it comes out of there, comes across here to, this is where the bypass comes in. And at this point, it just goes up out to a spigot outside, and this one is for future be able to go out maybe a hydrant on the other side where I have a camping spots, and or all the way to the house. All right, so with this system, the downside that I've found is, well, I've got a switch here. I can, when I turn this on, that'll power everything, turns the light on. This pump will trip my inverter because it draws too much power when it first kicks on. So in order to get around that, I bought a soft start switch. Hopefully I would be able to use this on my table saw too, but that's got a relay, and I'm still working around that. It doesn't want to work on that. But what it does is it will start the motor slow until it gets up to speed. So it solves that problem. So I can run this off of the solar. Other than the fact that the pump coming from Harbor Freight has a small leak, so I've got to take that out and take it back, and I'm pretty sure I bought the extended warranty and replace that with a different one, hopefully without that problem. So that's why the valves are turned off right now, is because of that. I don't want the water in the system just slowly leaking out. All right, this is all put together with PEX. I love PEX. There are 3 different ways to crimp the PEX. There's one, you've probably seen some people have a white plastic ring they stick over it. They stick a piece of equipment in, and it slowly stretches the PEX out. They shove the fitting in, hold it, and that constricts it back down. I looked at one of those. That the mechanism to do that costs over $400. Yeah, it's cool, but not that cool. There's another kind. It's a copper ring, big long, crimper that crimps that ring in, sets it up. When I got my system, that was one way. That particular store did not have that, so it's a little expensive, but not $400. The other way is this type of crimp ring. This goes on here. When it pulls this in, it's got little latches, and it constricts it down. When I bought it about 7 years ago, the crimper cost like 25 bucks. Now I think they're around 40 something, maybe 50. Still a lot cheaper than that 400. And I buy these things in jars of like 100. So with the PEX, your choice. I happen to like these. I've got a lot of them. This is all 3/4 PEX. Some of the fittings are 1 inch threaded. Some are 3/4 inch threaded. So I decided 3/4 inch. So I'll just take you outside and show you how we're hooked up out there in the spigot. And again, I'm sorry I had this big long video going into all kinds of detail, but oops, time lapse. So this is where the spigot is, and I'm going to get a hose reel to just put this up. This is a 50-foot hose. I got a 25-foot. 50-foot will take me all the way over to my bus. 25 will take me to the fill port, and also to Fritz's bus. So we'd definitely be able to fill up the buses without having to start them up, move them around. And this is what I said about it. It came out, and that's the check valve. So the water can come this way, it can't go back that way. And it buried the line. I can still turn it off over here on the tank. So if I worry about it, I can shut that off. But I got a valve inside too. So, I mean, valves are cheap considering the damage if you don't have one and can't turn the water off. Anyway, that's the water system. Sorry about the shorter video, not having the great big long explanation, although you probably wouldn't have wanted to watch it. It probably would have been pretty long. So, oh well, time lapse. And actually, while I was doing this, turn it on and off, and it kept wanting to go just take photos. I don't know. It's just this back screen is so sensitive. But anyway, that's my water filtration system. Now I don't have to worry about birds pooping on the roof or dust coming into the system, and nice, fresh, clean, potable water. I'll see you later, YouTube, and take care, my friends. Stay safe.